Let the bouncing begin!
Your heart's running away with your head.
I don't know. What are we gonna do?
Come on. I've thought it all out. It just wouldn't work.
of American Racing League. We are back after our break last week where we all took some nice, well-needed and deserved rest. But we did have a inaugural King of Monaco race. If you did not join us, we did 40 laps around the track of Monaco with simulation damage. If, again, you didn't get a chance to see that race, I really recommend you go back and take a look because it was something else. And we have a brand new inaugural King of Monaco. We have the White Genghis Khan, also known as Nimloth, also right now known as Cocainum, who persevered, only having pitted once in all 40 laps, even with simulation damage and simulation rate. So it just goes to show what you can do on Monaco if you just keep your wing intact. Well, we're back this week, and we are in Brazil. And as I always do, I checked the stream, and we are good. So it looks like we're going to have a wet qualifying, which you know what that means. Depending on which way the weather goes, we may not know who's going to sit at the top of the pole position for the race in about 17 minutes time. Today we have 11 drivers. The leading driver of the championship, AJ Jackson, is not here. He did mark himself tentative, so perhaps we'll see him joining late. But in the meantime, Diego Surf is in the lobby, and more than likely we'll be on track to get some early points. We're on track to get some free points if he's able to just stick it out. While they start going around on their out lap, I am just going to do some housekeeping because, as we know, my client can get a bit laggy, so I'm making sure to nuke all the unnecessary background programs. So this way the stream is nice and crisp for you. Alright, let's see what tire strategy people are on. So it looks like it is going to be full wets. And yeah, from what I am seeing, it's going to be full wets throughout the entirety of qualifying. So this may be wet all the way through. So it looks like Chase is going to be leading us off here this afternoon with setting the first lap of qualifying. So I believe Chase right now, as far as what the standings are, should be sitting around the middle of the pack. So P7 in the championship with 33 points, representing Alpha Tauri with his teammate Calculus, who's at 32 points, right behind him in the championship in 8th place. Currently in the Constructors, Alpha Tauri is in 6th with 65 points, 1 point behind the Williams at 66 points, and then Ferrari with 69 points. So that battle there for best of the rest seems to be going strongly. And then we have Red Bull in 3rd place with 87 points, Aston Martin in 2nd place with 88 points, and in 1st place, as you would expect, you have Alfa Romeo with 123 points. So the majority of the points that was earned by Aston Martin was earned by AJ, as he was basically the only member of Aston Martin. I believe actually he was with the Williams, if I'm not mistaken, prior to that, and then wanted to change teams. So now he is representing Aston Martin. So he is absolutely carrying that team on his back as Chase comes across the finish line with the 121.5. And right behind him, it looks like it is going to be the car of Diego, who's actually on his outlap. So let's take a look further back to see who else will be coming across. call me maybe on a hot lap as he comes around the second to last corner. He's going to be way off pace here, so he is definitely going to have to go around again, and hopefully he did fuel for that, as he posts a 124.7, and then Slick Rick puts a 121.5 up on the board. We do have, I believe, the car of Wrath coming around. Nope, that is Maverick. As Maverick starts his flying lap, we'll ride on board with him. Now, ooh, and he spins. Yeah, those curbs will absolutely get you here in Brazil, especially with such a wet track. You always want to make sure to avoid the curbs as best as possible. But his teammate Wrath is on a flyer, so we will ride on board with him. And Alpine has had a bit of a tough season so far. They are currently in 9th place with 15 points in the Constructors. And as far as the Drivers' Championship right now, they are in 13th and 14th out of 16 drivers at the moment. And I do want to give a special mention to ACR, as Marcel Green sets the fastest lap of the session so far at 119.3. And the times are starting to come in with Wavy at a 125 and Evo with a 125.9. ACR, right? He was out for essentially the first 5 races. And this is the second week back, I believe, with us. And he's looking to put some points up and make his way up in the championship. He's currently in P16, having only completed 1 or 2 races so far. So I'm excited to see what we will get from him, as it does look like Maverick did crash out in the last corner. That is very unfortunate, as Wrath is able to put up a 121, which is good enough for P4, but he gets pushed down to P5, as I believe Chase came around again with a 120.3. And so we do have Marcel Green. He is not on a flyer right now from the looks of it, because he just does not have the pace, so he will probably be coming into the pits. But Evo is coming around with a low DRS, so he'll be going into the pits. And if he's not, I don't know. Alright, so Evo did go through. He set a 120.1. Call Me Chris is flying right now, it's Call Me Chris. Sorry, that's the name of a YouTuber? This is Call Me Maybe, not Call Me Chris. That is a tough one, because Call Me Chris, I'm sure you've seen the YouTuber. She's like a Eastern European, maybe like Russian, Ukrainian. That's exactly how her YouTube handle is. It's Kall me Kris. So I see that name and I get so confused. But this is Call Me Maybe's first week with us, I believe. And he was good enough to put up a 123.4. And so who do we got going right now? So Evo is flying right now. He's about a second up on his time. So as we've always seen, sometimes what the game tells us isn't 100% representative of their actual pace. So see, as he comes across the line now, and he does not improve, so he will stay in P2. Marcel Green is still holding the fastest lap. As Evo gets a little squirrely there. Definitely doesn't want to lose traction, because with this wet weather, you know, he can very well crash, as it looks like he may have crashed as I say that. So the drivers are starting to go out and prepare for another lap. believe Chase is on a flying lap, but I do want to ride on board with Slick Rick right now, who is preparing for his next flying lap. Slick Rick driving for the Mercedes, which is right now in P8 of the constructors at 16 points, and currently in P12 of the Drivers' Championship, holding 12 points. Just 1 point behind Kaler and Wavy. And if he's able to do good here today, he'll move himself up to at least, he'll move himself up to P10 if he can jump Wavy today, because I do not believe Kaler is in the race with us. So, I'm not sure exactly what happened. Wavy apologized to Diegsurf. I imagine Wavy got in the way of Diegsurf's flying lap, which is never fun. And as Slick Rick comes through Sector 2, he is, so we will see now if he is up or down on his time. So it looks like the Red Bull Marcel Green gets out of the way for either Wavy or Diegsurf. Slick Rick is 4/10 up on his best time. Or improved by 4/10. He comes across and sets a 1:21.7, which essentially is 5/10 quicker than his last best lap, but isn't really good enough to improve. And there's a bit of a strategy change here. It looks like Call Me Maybe and Calculus do want to put on the intermediates. Is the track really dry enough for that yet? I do not think so, but anything is possible. I don't see the rain really letting up. As ACR, I believe, did ACR improve? Well, he just, he's sitting in P4, so I am not sure. Wrath is 2 seconds up on his best time. Chase is currently 5/10 improved over his best sector time. So if he is consistent here, he might get up to P3 right now. And he does. Chase takes P3 with a 1:19.7, which is good enough for the second row. We do have 5 minutes remaining in this qualifying session right now, and the order right now is Marcel Green, Diegsurf, Chase Ace, Evo ACR, Wavy, Wrath, Slick Rick, Call Me Maybe, Maverick Crashed Out, and Calculus. So we will see. Diegsurf comes across and sets the best time of the session so far at a 1:18.9, which is definitely encouraging. He was 4/10 clear of Marcel Green's best time. So maybe that's a bit of track evolution. Maybe the track is drying up a little bit. But that was a fantastic lap. As we will go back to Call Me Maybe, who decided to stay out on the wets, which is probably a good call. I mean, with 4 minutes and 25 seconds, if you make the wrong judgment call here with those tires, you pretty much have sacrificed the last shot you have at setting a time. And so it looks like Wrath is going to set a time 5 seconds slow, so he will not be improving, as you could imagine. So Call Me Maybe has started his fast lap here on a brand new set of wet tires with 3 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in the session as he comes around Sector 1, heading down to the section zone. And he is 5/10 quicker in the in his best first sector right now, which with this pace Well, he does have quite a bit to improve because his last time was a 1:23.4. So he's going to need to have some significant improvements here to lift himself up from 9th place. But let's see how he does and if he can do it. As I do see Slick Rick has started making his way out of the pits for the last few laps of qualifying. As we continue to ride on board with Call Me Maybe and watch as he finishes up his last lap here. Second to last lap. You can definitely do another push lap if he has the fuel. It's currently 1.6 seconds better than his last time, which is not going to really be good enough to move him much further up. But he does come across at a 1:21.6, which at least brings him closer to Slick Rick, who's sitting in P8. But if he does want to move further up, there's going to at least need to be another 1 minute, 1.5 second improvement on his last best time. So what I really want to see is this battle up here for pole position between Diego Surf and Marcel Green. As I see, Marcel Green is coming out of the pits now. So we will ride on board with Slick Rick for the moment. And when Marcel Green gets to around Sector 1, we're going to switch over to him, as these guys are taking a chance here going out on the intermediates. I am going to be very curious to see what they can do because the track is still wet. I don't know what their engineer is telling them right now, but it's still raining. There's still puddles. That might not be the best call here, but I mean, if you are sitting on pole position right now, maybe you'll be able to eke out some time on those intermediates, but I am not sure. The Slick Rick sets a better Sector 1 time by half a second. As he comes through Sector 2 now, it does look like the track is improving. There's a bit more grip than before, so let's see what his sector time is coming around now to Sector 3. So 1.2 seconds faster is that in that sector or is that for the lap overall? I can never remember that. But let's assume right now it is for the lap overall and see what kind of time he can set. He sets a 1:19.9, which moves him up by all the way up to P4. As now we're going to ride on board with Marcel Green and then Diego Surf right behind to see if they can improve at all. And as I predicted, it looks like there's not as much grip as you would want, but maybe I spoke too soon. Let us see what Marcel Green, yeah, he's kind of not getting the grip when he puts the power down here. So this may be, yep. As Evo sets a 1:18.9. And he has finished his lap, splitting Diego Surf and Marcel Green. As Marcel Green comes across with a 1:18.3, so the track absolutely did evolve. So the intermediates were the better call. And that means, where's ACR right now? Oh, he did finish his lap at a 1:18.9, and Calculus finished without setting a time. And Diego Surf comes across with a 1:18.5, just 0.2 short of pole position. And was not good enough, but we still do have Chase Ace out there, and it looks like this is going to be it as Slick Rick and Wrath are in the pits. And so let's see what time Chase Ace can set. A 1:19 flat. Well, 1:19.07, which is good enough for P4. So that is your qualifying order for the race. Marcel Green has taken another pole position. I think that is his second pole position of the season. followed by Diegsurf right behind him, and then ACR in third, followed by Chase Ace in fourth, Wavy in fifth. Evo in third, apologies. Chase Ace in fourth, Wavy in fifth, ACR in sixth, Slick Rick in seventh, Wrath in eighth, Call Me Maybe in ninth, Maverick and Calculus in 10th and 11th. So I didn't see what the weather forecast is going to be for the race, but one can only hope that it's wet weather conditions as well. And Evo said in chat, so close, never mind, I should have grabbed Inters. Yep, you should have. But generally speaking, I mean, it was close. It was still raining, and if the game wasn't prompting you to switch tires, it could have been a coin flip. Like I was saying, right? You could get it wrong, you could get it right. It was just one of those things. So we do have an overcast weather, it looks like right now. The other week I was talking about the track marshals off to the side. I have an ultra wide monitor, so I can see a lot more than you guys can see on the stream. And I'm talking about the models in the game, thinking, well, this is relevant because you'll be able to see it. But no, they're actually off screen right now, so you probably do not see them. We are waiting for the players to load in right now. Yeah. All right. I lost my track of thought what I was going to say. But so it's going to be interesting with AJ Jackson not here. If Diegsurf is able to get the win here, that's going to bring him from right now, he's sitting at 95 points up to 120 points. That'll put him, and if he gets the fastest lap, 121 points. That'll put him only 9 or 8 points behind AJ Jackson, bringing him right back into the championship fight for this season. Oh, I love the artifacting and the glitching. This game is just something else. Really hope EA fixes this game, because of all the recent titles, I think F122 has had the most amount of glitches, which is very unfortunate. But Marcel Green is not wasting any time. He's starting on the hard tires, wanting to get temperature in those hard tires. So if it turns out to be a early safety car, that is probably not going to work in his favor, as this is going to be a 1 or 2 stop race, either a hard to mediums or a 2-stop race, medium, soft. But depending on what tires these drivers have selected, because if I'm not mistaken, Codemasters did allow drivers now to set their tire compounds. Because you have Diegsurf right here, I'm just noticing, sitting on medium tires. So if Marcel Green does not get the grip off the line like he will want, he is going to get swallowed up, I think, by the drivers behind him. And I do not see the red lights. Oh, okay, they're off to the side. Well, we may not see them anyway, folks. Just the way the camera angle works as the last driver comes up to their grid spot. 2, 3, 4, 5. And we are racing at the Brazilian Grand Prix. Evo gets a wonderful start. He has taken the lead. He has done magic here again, as he seems to do every single week, getting a fantastic start, and already is starting to pull away within the first few laps of Marcel Green with a 5/10 lead over second place already. And it does look like everyone's pretty much kept it clean through Sector 1 as we come into Sector 2. Marcel Green hanging tight behind Evo, not wanting to let him get far away. As we have a shot of an overtake here on the inside, ACR looks to overtake Wavy, but Wavy doesn't want it to come back. They're going side by side right here. As he goes for it again, Wavy on the inside of ACR. Not wanting to give that position up, and they touch tires. But ultimately, ACR was able to get ahead. As there is movement in the back as well, with Calculus and Wrath going side by side. And Calculus is able to take the position on those soft, squishy tires. And then you have Wavy wanting to come back at ACR again. Tried to go around the outside, but was not able to do it. And he sticks close on his tail coming down the back straight towards turn 4. We do not have ERS yet. On the next lap, he will have ERS and maybe be able to make that overtake. And we'll go back here to Maverick and Wrath, dynamic duo. As Maverick is very close to his teammate here in 9th place. Might have a bit of an Ocon Alonso moment here as he goes deep and collides with the back of Wrath and then hits Slick Rick, breaking his front wing. Now there's debris on the track there. I'm sure they are not a happy camper, but things do happen. Wait, did the tab button actually do anything? No. Okay. Oh, and DXRF goes around the outside of Marcel Green and makes it super easy without the DRS. Left Marcel Green sleeping there, but with DRS back, Marcel Green should get this. Does he have enough traction to take the position back? No, he does not. So ACR and Wavy are at it again. So we're right on board with ACR right now, who is on the rear end of Chase right now. He's 1.3 seconds behind Marcel Green. So if ACR is able to stay close here through the detection point, he will get DRS and be able to make a move onto Chase now. Coming around the final 2 corners. He will get DRS. He is dumping his ERS. He's going to make this look easy. Oh! Side by side into turn 1. Oh! Very close, but ACR is able to get the job done at the end of the day, but now Wavy wants to get some as well as he comes across, gets a DRS. They both have DRS. ACR moves to the inside to defend. Chase goes around the outside, side by side through turn 4, now into turn 5. Is he able to stick it? No. Wavy's also looking at, we got a 3-way fight here for P4. As Chase goes around the outside again, and Wavy's right there behind him. And now Calculus is going to start getting in the mix very soon with those soft tires. So with this DRS, Chase is probably going to be able to come back at ACR. Let's see if he's able to do it. He's just got to stay close. 7/10 back, I don't know. He's dumping his ERS. He's going to get DRS. ACR is blinking. That means he is low on ERS battery. Will Chase be able to get it into turn 1 here? Or if not, is he going to have to go wide and around the outside? Alright, turn 3, here we go. Next DRS zone. ACR is still blinking. Chase has the ERS, has the DRS. He's going to go wide and around the outside here into turn 4. Come on, update the camera. And Wavy's there too. It's a 3-way fight. Chase gets the lead. on ACR, but ACR comes, they both touch, and Wavy goes through. Wavy goes through and takes the position, as does Calculus. And now Wrath comes through as well. That's what hard racing sometimes leads to, is a collision and a loss of several positions. But now Wavy must be a happy benefactor as well as Calculus as they move up 2 positions each. And even ACR, Wrath is able to benefit from that. Wow. Now let's go back here to Slick Rick with 4-lap old hards, 5/10 back on Call Me Maybe. Again, Call Me Maybe looks like he may be out of ERS. But Slick Rick is not close enough yet. But coming around turn 3 now, will he be close enough and have enough battery to make an overtake for P8 on Call Me Maybe? It's just not close enough. Call Me Maybe just seems to have all the traction in the world and is able to hold that position. So ACR did go into the pits. I imagine after that collision needed a wing repair. So he is now on his final set of tires, unless there is a safety car at some point. With Maverick 1.5 seconds behind ACR on 3-lap old softs, which is not a bad position to be in. Really isn't. Now I don't know how the softs are in this game, though historically they have been a very fast race tire for Brazil. So Slick Rick has the DRS again, but he is not close enough to challenge for P8. But up front, the battle between Evo and DXRF is starting to get spicy as they are working their way through Sector 2. We'll ride on board with them in a minute as we continue to watch this battle between Call Me Maybe and Slick Rick for P8. And Maverick looks like he's trying to get the job done. I'm going to hop back there for a quick second as the speed between the softs and the hards are clear as day. And ACR is going to have to defend pretty hard because he is not going to have the grip in those tires to really do much of anything. So while they work their way through Sector 2, we're going to go right back on board with Slick Rick with his battle against Call Me Maybe. And we're going to keep an eye on the fight for P1 up ahead as well, as Evo has gotten DRS, but he is not close enough going into turn 4 to actually make an overtake. As here it is, Slick Rick going around the outside, both on hard tires. He just does not have the grip to hook it up. But coming through turn 3 now, is he able to get close enough? Has enough ERS, has enough DRS. Just again, a question of grip. Is he going to have enough grip? He is not. He is not able to get there on that. So go back and take a look at the battle between Maverick and ACR. So Maverick is able to hang on to ACR here, but is not going to be anywhere close enough right now to challenge for that position. Oh! Oh! And Call Me Maybe loses it on the inside curb, spinning out. Oop, and my cap just spun out of my hands and fell on the ground. And I was about to drink my Diet Dr. Pepper. I don't know who invented Dr. Pepper, but this has to be the best soft drink of all time. I mean, it's got how many flavors? 23? Something like that, they say. But yeah, Dr. Pepper, Coca-Cola, probably some of the best soft drinks there is out there. I used to love Mountain Dew, but kind of got tired of that flavor. A lot of sugar in Mountain Dew. But I really only drink Diet nowadays. And some will say, well, the chemicals they put in the diet soda isn't good for you. Well, neither is 43 grams of sugar. So pick your evil. Let's chase Ace around the outside of Wrath into turn 1. They're going to go side by side here, but it looks like Chase Ace is able to get the job done. So if I am not mistaken, Wrath will get the DRS back, but he is 5/10 away, so it will be a tall ask here. So it looks like Calculus has gone into the pits and is coming out on a fresh set of medium tires. And Brazil makes some incredible racing, I have to say. Some of the best racing. This Maverick gets a 3-second time penalty for track limit violations. If you know anybody, I guess this is the opportunity. If you do know anybody who is interested in league racing and would like to find a fun, inviting community for F1 gaming, please feel free to send them to the Discord link that should be in the description of this video, and if not, I will make sure to post it later on. We are looking for new drivers. It has been a challenging series, as the F1 22 game was not as popular as we would all have hoped with the release of the new formula. Just the litany of bugs and issues that we have had has made it hard to recruit drivers. But if you are racing with us, you know what this league is about. It's about cool, calm, collected fun. And we're looking for drivers. So if you know anybody who would be a good fit for the league, please feel free to invite them and have them join up. We're always looking for new people. And we are working on a pro series that will be on Thursday nights, assuming we can recruit enough interest. That will be a no assists, no racing line series where it will rely on nothing but pure driving talent to get to the top of the podium. And later on, maybe in January, February of 2023, we're going to be looking to introducing an Assetto Corsa Competizione series as well. So if you are interested or know anybody who would be interested, we'll be hosting that also. It is a good time to say that running a league is very hard. So if you do like what we do here, if you like the broadcast, you like the league, please feel free to subscribe, like the video, leave a comment, leave a review on Discord, get involved, volunteer. We are a friendly, fun community, and working together helps make this all possible. As I am very occupied in my life with life things, as you can imagine. So the more help we can get, the easier it is for me to run this league. We're currently, as Wrath spins it, no bueno, as we're about to leave the camera here. What is going on? Is it me that's lagging, or is it the server? Because I'm getting all kinds of jitters. Not sure. With the smaller grids, sometimes this does happen where the drivers just are not close enough. And DXRF looks to have pulled a 4-second gap on Evo here. But I do want to point out that Marcel Green is on the slower of the two compounds. So if everything stays the way it is now, Marcel Green will be coming out on mediums, which means he will have the faster tire in the second half of the race. And surely will be able to challenge for the lead of the race. Just had to quickly check something, because this computer is lagging like nobody's business. I still have an MSI, but I had an MSI gaming laptop before this one. Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Then I decided to get another MSI gaming laptop, but instead of getting like the crazy over-the-top whatever it's called, the Stealth Black, which is like a $2,400 machine, I'm like, let me get the Stealth 15M, which is like $1,000 cheaper. Not as powerful, but like, let's face it, it has a 3060 in it, and for the type of games I play, I do not need that kind of horsepower. It might be like the heat pipes. There aren't as many heat pipes in this one. I don't exactly know what the issue is, but it lags, man. It definitely lags. And I have to imagine it's thermal limited. Because, I mean, what am I pushing? I'm pushing F122 on ultra low graphic settings here. And it looks like Calculus is able to make an easy overtake on Call Me Maybe. Maybe had a bit of delay getting on the throttle, or he played DRS chicken and wanted to take the position back. But, oh, they're going to touch. Ooh, very close. Now, Marcel Green, seems that his tires are starting to match that of the medium tire. As a matter of fact, he might have DRS right here, although he does not have DRS to really push through. So he will not be able to make an overtake. But we are now starting to see the transition period between the hard tires and the medium tires. Hard tires are clearly starting to get faster, as Evo may be struggling on those 15-lap-old mediums. Oh man, so I decided to make some cookies the other night. This way to get to 5-second time penalty for the corner cutting. 5 seconds. What in the world did you do, son? Or has it always been 5 seconds? I thought it was 3 seconds. Anyway, followed the recipe. I noticed something was wrong with the cookie recipe, because usually we've all made cookies before. There's that consistency about the cookie dough that tells you it's cookie dough. Whatever this recipe was, the batter was so wet, it was gloopy. So I had to put more flour in the recipe to try to actually make it work. And now I'm way off the reservation with what the recipe's calling for here. So I go and I make these cookies in quotes. These things come out like breakfast scones. So instead of making cookies, I accidentally discovered kind of how you make scones. So at least now I know that if I want a scone recipe, I'll just need to refer to the cookie recipe that I tried, and I'll get scones. But that was the interesting moment I had on Sunday. Now Marcel Green is 2/10 behind Evo. Not really using the ERS, but Evo is dumping his ERS. He's got 27, 29% ERS here. Marcel Green is close behind, wide open wing. But again, just not able to get the acceleration he wants with those with those hard tires. Now this battle for second place is playing right into the hands of Diegsurf with 7 seconds at this point. So if Diegsurf really wants, he can just push these medium tires out in first place as far as he wants to take them, and he can even go out on the soft tires at this point. And Marcel Green, I think, will have it this time around if he really wants it. Now the question is, will he have the ERS to take it? You have to be very conservative with your ERS around Brazil because of the 2 DRS zones, start-finish straight, and then the back straight. You're going to need to have ERS for both because you're going to need to attack and you're going to need to overtake. Or to defend. Because if you're not able to get out of DRS range through the next 2 sectors, they're going to come back to you on the sprint down to the finish line. As Wavy gets a 110 in Alfa Romeo. What a lap. Just push on those soft tires. You're asking a lot, Wavy. I mean, I guess he had to pit for some kind of damage from before, perhaps, but yeah, putting like 17 laps on a pair of softs. I think you're going to have to pit again for another pair of softs, or you're going to need to pit for a pair of mediums. But you definitely do have a pit stop in your future. So we do have a car stopped. This Call Me Maybe had spun. Not the opening race Call Me Maybe probably wanted here tonight, but this is just a game about fun. So what I'll probably propose to Call Me Maybe is maybe try your luck in the gold division. Because what I want from all drivers is the ability to be competitive and to have fun and not stress out too much about the game. But what I like to stress out about is how many people are in the Discord. We have been teetering around 320 people, 315, 320. Trying to get the Discord population up. So again, if you do know anybody who wants to race with us, please send them an invite. Let them know we're here. And hopefully we can continue to grow the server. Do I see rain? Yes, I see raindrops. I see gray skies, raindrops of blue. I see wet weather on the horizon too. What a wonderful day. But now Diegsurf is just going to burn these tires out. Marcel Green really needs to get around Evo at this point. Being behind Evo for all these laps, definitely not beneficial. Now here's another thing. If it stays like this and it doesn't get wet enough to warrant a new set of tires, Diegsurf and Evo are going to absolutely need to pit. And the longer they push on these medium tires, the more chance that they're going to have a puncture. Because I can only imagine that these guys are 20 laps on those mediums. They're got to be close to 70% now. They have to be. Now, I'm wondering why Marcel Green's not able to really make up the position here. Does he want the position? Or is he just letting Evo burn out his tires? But now I think everyone's going to wait to see what happens with the weather before making any decision to pit. And while we wait to see what happens, you guys should know that recently I started this new diet. It's called the whiskey diet. I've been on it for 3 days. All right, hold on. I've been on that diet and I've lost 3 days already. And this is true. If you didn't know this is true. But bicycles cannot stand on their own. They are too tired. It's true. It's absolutely true. And I mean, this is speculation because I don't believe it. But apparently there's an invisible man who married an invisible woman. And they had kids, but their kids were nothing to look at either. It's true. Nothing to look at. As Marcel Green finally goes to make the overtake on Evo and gets it done and is released. And has 9 seconds of yeet that he needs to do to catch up to Diegser, who's clearly at this point, if the weather doesn't come, Diegser is going to be on the softs. And he's going to be screaming like a banshee out of here. Which Diegser is now just crossing the start-finish line. And yeah, those tires have got to be screaming at him right now. So, now it is a bit unfortunate that the wet weather is here for Marcel Green, but he does have a few good laps to push on these. And he will close the gap to Diegser in P1 if everything stays the way it is. Again, Diegser is not going to want to pit if he thinks that it's going to be intermediate weather soon. So all these laps, Marcel Green should, in theory, begin to close the gap to Diegser as we wait to see what's going to happen with the tire strategy here. And already in 2 sectors, he has closed by 5/10 to Diegser. So he does have a choice. Does he gamble? Does he gamble and put on a pair of softs and hope that the weather doesn't come? Or does he stick it out and try to make it to the intermediates? But with 11 laps left to go, that is going to be the question. What will happen? And you can see now that Marcel Green has been released, he's already pulled a 2-second gap from Evo. So it looks like Wrath has made an overtake on Call Me Maybe, going side by side into the turn 8 here. Very. Oh no! 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 You two. No bueno. No bueno. But things happen. And I mean, I think they lost. Did they lose a position? No, they didn't. So it's all good. Now Marcel Green again, 7 seconds. Pretty much gaining a second a lap at this point. So this is going to be interesting to see. Marcel Green is now gaining about a second a lap with 11 laps left to go. Diegser has decided to make the call to the pits. What tires is he going to go on? Me thinks he's going on the softs. He says, you know what? I don't think the weather's coming. I'm not going to chance it. I'm going on those nice squishy soft tires. So now Diegser has to pray that it does not start raining harder, because if it does, he is not going to be able to catch back up to Marcel Green with only 10 seconds left here, because he's going to have to pit again. And it looks like it's starting to rain harder. So that definitely may have been an early call for those softs. Now, but at the same time, to be fair, yeah, 25 lap mediums. There was not a lot left on those tires. He probably had the choice of, do I stay out and have a popped tire, or do I just pit, throw on the softs, try to close the gap up, and hope that the rain doesn't come? And you see Marcel Green pitting now. This is interesting. I would have at least waited a little bit longer to see what happens with weather, as he's throwing on a set of softs as well. And so now we are on equal footing here. The top three drivers are on the soft tires, and we have 9 laps remaining. And what I will say is, good job, the calculus, having gained 5 positions since the start of the race, and good job for Wavy maintaining that P4. Maybe the weather wasn't going to come. That might have been it. Perhaps, who's the new guy? It's not Jeff. It's like Mark or something, right? Maybe he keeps saying, oh, the weather's 10 minutes away. Oh, the weather's 15 minutes away. But yeah. Dig Surf sets the fastest lap, 1:09.4. It's just really starting to gap Marcel Green here now. I don't know. We shall see. Let's see what we got. Last night, I was in bed, gazing up at the stars and thinking, where's my roof? A farmer in the field with his cows counted 196 of them. But when he rounded them up, he had 200. It used to cost $2 to change the air pressure in my tires, but now it's 10. That's inflation for you. My paper towels went missing, so I had to hire a bounty hunter. That's a good one. It's not difficult to become an insomniac. I became one overnight. If you like those dad jokes, please let me know in the comments. Granted, I'm, again, probably talking to literally no one, as is the case every single week, but show me some love. If you went back and watched and you like the dad jokes, just leave me a comment and say, yeah, no, those dad jokes, you go. They're pretty funny. As Slick Rick goes to make the overtake on ACR, he just falls further down the order here. You know, in what world do you unsubscribe from an email and they don't remove you? I unsubscribed from a very reputable charity, and I've given my money. I volunteered. They just don't stop emailing me. It's so annoying. And when I go to click unsubscribe, it shows all my preferences as unsubscribed. So it's like, Well, I mean, at that point, all I can do is complain because clearly their system's not working or something. So, man, I haven't really been following politics or anything that closely lately, but Kanye West, man, what about that guy? Kind of wild what he's out there saying. I'm not going to repeat it here because it's not really F122 chat, but man, we live in a crazy society these days. Yeah, ACR, my friend, I think it is time to pit. Put on a nice set of boots and get going because it is not going to get any wetter, I think. Unless you know something everybody else does not, but so far the top 6 are on those soft compound tires. Just sailing away. Sailing across the ocean sea, 'cause I've got to be free. Or however that song goes. I cannot wait for the holidays. I know we just had Thanksgiving, but man, I cannot wait to be done with work. Complete chaos at my job right now. Oh, I'm so done with it. So Wavy is 4/10 behind Slick Rick here. We may have a chance at another overtake before the race is over in 5 laps. Maybe we'll have another overtake as it looks like. Did Evo spin? Evo. But it's okay. He's still about a good 10 seconds ahead of Chase right now. As Calculus gets a 3-second penalty for track limit violations. Call Me Maybe is in the pits, has thrown on a pair of soft tires for the last 4 laps of the race. Already, I believe, a lap down, which is okay. It happens. Got Wavy. He has made the overtake on Slick Rick, which apologies for missing that. The one overtake that I was building up to talk about and spaced it completely. Perhaps Slick Rick is going to be able to stay close and, well, you can see up ahead what's going on. Wavy's light is blinking. The DX surface checked out with 15 seconds left. Only 3 laps to go. He could drive with his feet at this point. He's taking this. Now, as far as who's got the fastest lap, the Egg Surf has it with a 109.4, which means right now he is 26 points, which will bring him to a 121, if I'm not mistaken, in the championship. 8 points behind AJ. We do have a car that is around in Sector 1. Maverick has unfortunately broke his wing and... Oh, it's a virtual safety car. I almost had a conniption thinking that we're going to have a full-blown safety car. And if one comes out, which I don't think it will, but if one came out, wow, would we have a race on our hands. Now we get to watch the drivers go around the track, for another lap or so before the track goes green and we're racing again. I should take a look at Discord, see what's going on with the other divisions. Not much. You gotta leave it to Bronze, man. As far as being the example of how to be, Bronze division always seems to. And Slick Rick has just taken a position back. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm dropping the ball here. The race has been kind of, well, relaxing for the last few. Swavey goes on the inside down to turn 4, trying to take the position back with 1 lap to go. They're side by side again over to turn 6 here. And Slick Rick is able to stay ahead, but not for long, as Wavy is going to try to come back here. Sector 3, what's going on in Sector 3? Is that Call Me Maybe? DRS disabled? DRS, it's too late in the race. The weather's completely shot. But I think that's good, because that means ACR could finally get off those old set of boots and put something else on. Wavy, wavy, wavy. Oh! Keep it clean, you two. No DRS left. We have 2 laps left to go. Late on the brakes on the inside. Wow. Slick Rick is going to get the ERS back. You know what you have to do. You know what you need to do. You're going to have 1 more lap left after this. The leader is on his final lap. Max Verstappen, 19 seconds ahead of second place. All right, Slick Rick. You got 2 more shots at this, and the track is a slippery. You're not going to have the DRS anymore. What are you going to do? Wait. Oh, for a second there, I didn't think you had a wing. If that was the case, I would have been like, there's not much you're going to do. So now it comes down to the final few sectors, whether or not you guys can keep it on track. As the Excerpt has taken the checkered flag, and here comes Marcel Green across the finish line for P2. And Evo started in P3 and will finish in P3. After having an incredible start. Yep, so the top 5 more or less stayed right where you were thinking they would stay. What a fight between you two. Good job. And so that is our race's end. DXRP has taken the win of the race with a fastest lap time of 109.4, bringing him now about, again, I think about a 121 points. Yeah, you do those donuts, Maverick. You go, boy. You go, you do those donuts. Yeah, boy. Yeah, so the championship is closing up now. And yeah, have fun, man. Enjoy it. I don't mind. I was in a league once, true story, league once that got all mad at me because I decided to do donuts when I was clearly out of the race. I was doing it to the side, completely away from the race. They were all upset about that, but not here. Unless you're messing someone else's race up, I ain't complaining. Slick Rick, driver of the day, also a 2-time drivers champion, and gold and silver, if I'm not mistaken. And here comes Dieg Surf in his Alfa Romeo with Marcel Green in P2, followed by Evo in P3. Raise that trophy high, representing the USA with all the clones and Karens down there. Too much inbreeding, I think, is why everybody looks the same. But there you go, the invisible champagne. Spray that invisible champagne over everybody. Yeah. And that is our race. Thank you guys for joining. DXRF has taken the win. Marcel Green P2, Evo P3, Chase P4, Wavy P5, Slick P6, ACR P7, Calculus P8, Brad P9, Call Me Maybe P10, Maverick P11. Thank you guys for joining us. I hope you've had a good time here. And until next week, I'll see you later. Have a good night.